Hey, hi, I'm here. Hello. I'm sorry I'm late. Yeah, I saw the Choose Your Lessons designs. They sure exist. I like what they did with Alphonse. That's good. But yeah, Robin fans, I feel for you. I really do. Especially with my boy Felix getting the fucking 11 sword. That's really fucked up. That's really fucked up. I'm getting Felix. He's perfect. I have a team that's got Duo Ephraim, Harmonic Lysithia, legendary fucking Yuri, and Felix. And of those four units, Felix is the only one that can't move 3 spaces. But Brave Felix can. So I'm putting him on the team. Three Houses has stolen everything I love. It do be like that, though. It's a good game. I like Three Houses. Anyway, how's all you guys' day? Aside from you, Krim, I can only imagine that you're in a depressive state. Man, it's like I'm constantly playing catch up, dude. It fucking sucks. Why are you so late? Because family wanted to order Chinese food, and of course I had to go and pick it up. And of course what was supposed to take like 5 minutes ended up taking fucking 40. So, here I am. And I haven't even eaten anything yet. I mean, I crammed a fucking egg roll in my face, but like... stresses me out. I know that most of you guys probably don't mind if I'm a few minutes late. You should. Well, I'm good. I'm kosher. I'm not like, you know, I'm not starving. But I wanted to be here. I know that you guys probably don't really care if I'm late. Like, we play it up for jokes, but like, man, I want to be. If I say I'm gonna be here at 6, I want to be here at 6. You know. I don't want to be here at like 6:30. If you eat and read, I hope to Jesus you have a dynamic mic and not a condenser. Well, joke's on you. I don't know enough about audio to know the difference. I'm not gonna eat and read. I would not be able to do that. It's 3:30 a.m. here. Man, how... Guys, go to sleep. It's okay. You don't have to be here. What the fuck? I mean, I'm also a chronic insomniac, so I get it. But, like, goddamn. Well, then I guess I shouldn't keep you guys waiting, huh? Bro was foreshadowing a mukbang. No. Mukbangs died in, like, 2017 or something. Nobody does that anymore. People just eat on stream. I've been on night shift the whole week. Ah, I see. What did I miss last stream? Anything big? Kinda, yeah. Kinda, really, kind of a couple of really big things, actually, yeah. Shiki and Ark went around town, and then we discovered a feeding ground for the vampires where there was a bunch of ghouls, and then there was a freak ass zombie spider creature that we had to cut the fuck out of the... Okay, I'm skipping the stream to play Katao Shoujo on Steam and watching the VOD after it ends. Oh, well... Well, I was giving you a splendid recap, but all right, that's fine. Don't worry about it. Yeah, no, you did miss kind of a lot last time, so I don't mind. Also, some nun domination kink play. That did not. Yeah, it definitely happened. What's up, Gilgamesh? I see you peeking. God, man, I was in such a rush, and now I'm tuckering myself out. I don't need this. All right. One way or another, we are back. Last time, yeah, all that stuff that I said happened, and including the nun domination kink. That was real. That wasn't a joke. And today, chapter 9 is titled. Wait for it. Death. So I can only imagine what we have in store. I missed last time, just real quick, what do you mean by nun domination? Exactly what it says on the tin. Go. Actually, I made a clip of it earlier today. Go take a quick peek at that. Composure. I'm sniffly all of a sudden. What a day. White. The color pulls an old memory from the corners of my mind. Something I had long forgotten. Something I had no choice but to forget. Something that my father had ordered me to forget. Oh shit, are we talking about the thing? The big thing that happened? It was a hot summer day. Huge fluffy clouds cover the blue sky. The air shimmers with heat. And the keening of cicadas eats at me. The cries of the cicadas. Screech, screech, screech. Screech, screech, screech. Screech, screech, screech. It's so loud I wish I was dead. Cicada husks are scattered around. It feels as if the beating sun is right on top of us. Burning, sizzling, scorching the clearing. A hot, midsummer day. It's as if the world has warped into one massive frying pan. Sob, 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 sob. Akiha is crying. The little girl who's always following after me is weeping into her hands. A child is on the ground. He lies deathly still, his white shirt stained a deep red. I gaze down at them. My hands drip with that same red. No, that's not right. My hands are soaked in its blood. Tsuki! The adults are here. Their faces contort as they realize what's transpired. How could this happen? They drag Akiha away. The other thing is dead. Towering white clouds sail high above in the distance. Left alone, I gaze up vacantly at the summer sky. Background music does go fucking hard. What's up, Phantom? Welcome. Did you kill him? The adults are yelling. They're yelling the killer's name. My name. Screaming the same 2 syllables over and over, like they've lost their minds. Just 2 syllables. The adults call out, Shiki, as they bear down on me. My hands are drenched in blood. Yeah, you didn't know what you walked into, did you, Phantom? I still don't understand. Killing that which can be killed. Killing that which lives. What's wrong with that, exactly? Okay, psycho killer. You arrive with the adults, indeed. We all must confront, assert dominance over the adults. I open my tightly shut eyes. My dreams were familiar somehow. Something I didn't fully understand. I'm in my room. I remember losing consciousness in front of the gate, but I don't recall how I got here. Bro starts T-posing. There she is. My mind is still sluggish. The events of last night come back to me in a scrambled mess. So many crazy things happen that I have trouble processing it all. But one part does stand out. Miss Noel. Miss Noel. Though I really should be dropping the miss part at this point. It defies reality. Tell Ark. No, don't! Our self-proclaimed beautiful substitute teacher is actually a nun who protects the city from vampires. How much weirder can this all get? Everything with Arkwade was already a shock to my system, but Miss Noel's true identity was so out of left field it beggars belief. Stop it! Stop! Stop! Don't make fun of me! Why are there so many women in this visual novel? He said, answering his own question. No horny, but I got 4 of them. Anyway. If someone were to tell me that last night was all a dream, I'd happily believe them. But that isn't happening. As easy as it would be to write it off as such, that was clearly no dream. Miss Noel is a human who hails from the same world as Arkwade. A human who hunts vampires. A human who serves to protect the town and its inhabitants. Though I can tell from the way she speaks that she's different from the rest of us. I'm sure she considers each and every vampire her enemy, worthy of extermination. Even Arkwade, and I guess by extension, me. I should get up. I have other things to worry about. Time to get moving. It's 7:30. Most days I'd be finished with breakfast by now. Strange. Hisui isn't here. Usually she's standing there like a shadow on the wall, but I don't see her today. I bet she came to wake me up a few times. And when I wouldn't budge, she probably gave up and returned to her other duties. I must have been so tired I slept right through it. A deep sigh escapes my lips. I'll be sure to take a nap before meeting up with Arkaway tonight. There's no point letting my thoughts linger over what happened last night. I can just talk it over with Arkaway later. And if I don't try to have a normal life during the day at least, I might go nuts. Alright, breakfast time. Honestly, I'm not really that hungry, but I could use the nutrients. Especially after last night. My body needs fuel to shake off this fatigue. Oh, shit. I try lifting my body off the bed only to find myself collapsing right back down. Hooray! Like a tree felled for lumber. I tumble shoulder first onto the floor. 07, he dead. Game over, we're fucking dead. That's the name of the chapter. We got there. Chapter 9, death. Lowercase, death, period. Get perceived. Got him. I think I have a shadow command that does the... No, I don't have one that plays the clips. That's why I do the Twitch native shadows. I like those ones better anyway because it puts the follow button right there on the top of the chat. Good game, 10 out of 10. Yeah, it was a good story. Climb out of bed, fall to your death. I'm stuck here, unable to move my arms and legs. Thankfully, everything else is so hazy that I've yet to panic. Imagine if that was a whole game. I'm sure it is somewhere. Somebody's made that. My body may be paralyzed, but I'm breathing normally. Must be the anemia again, I think dully. As if it were happening to someone else. And just like that, I spend my morning on the floor, staring at the clock until Hisui comes to check on me just after 8. Wake up, get up, and die. I'm terribly sorry. I'll accept any punishment. I should have realized there was something wrong, Master Shiki. It's not your fault, Hisui. It's not that big of a deal, I promise. I'm lying on my bed with my back propped up against the headboard. If it weren't for Hisui, I'd still be planted on the floor. My sister has contacted the school. She said you will be absent for health reasons. Is that alright? Yeah, thanks. I'd rather avoid missing school for this sort of thing, but it's true that I'm kind of fatigued. I believe this goes far beyond simple fatigue, Master Shiki. You cannot even stand. Given your position as the eldest son of the family, I must urge you to take better care of yourself. Don't worry, I'm being careful. I offer an awkward reassurance after Hisui's surprisingly harsh words. Hisui's reaction when she found me sure was something. When she first opened the door, she was frozen stiff for a few seconds. She then rushed over to help me, and with a face full of determination and purpose, she froze again for a solid minute. Flustered, she paced around the room for a few minutes before finally leaving to get Kohaku. Even though Hisui wasn't the one to physically pick me up, there's no questioning her commitment to my well-being. After that, Kohaku helped me to bed and made some rice porridge, which brings us to now. The one silver lining to all this is that Akiha has already left for school. If I had fallen 30 minutes earlier, she may have been late. Anyway, thanks for your help. Now that I've had a nice meal, I should be feeling better soon. You can go back to work now. Understood. But I strongly advise you to see a doctor. Dr. Arak is here today. Perhaps you could take this chance to undergo a thorough examination. I don't know, y'all remember what happened last time. What a coincidence. So that oddball doctor's here too, huh? I really don't think I need to be examined, but I doubt Hisui will just let this go. I'll go with Kohaku. Oh, right, because Kohaku knows, like, first aid and stuff. That's right, okay. Ooh. I want to go see Professor Arak again. Okay. Kohaku's probably busy with other work, so I'll see Professor Arak. I don't exactly trust her, but she is a professional. She's not a professional. Scrapes and bruises should be right up her alley. Plus, I still don't know the extent of my injuries from my run-ins with Miss Noelle last night. It couldn't hurt to get looked at, just in case I have internal bleeding or something. Yeah, there's that too. We did get stepped on by a nun, and I don't mean, and that's not a euphemism or like a, we got stepped on by a nun. I heard you asked to see little old me. But I got some bad news, mister. There's nothing wrong with you. No broken bones, no missing limbs, not even an eyeball out of place. How do you expect to satisfy me with that? And FYI, I mean that kinda professionally, but also kinda not. Oh, she a freak. Despite complaining the whole time, Professor Arak takes a thorough look over my body. She checks the sound of my pulse and measures my heart rate. I also have her examine my legs, which have weighed on my mind since my fight with Vlav. Ultimately, she finds nothing wrong. Everything comes back well within the norm. With an overdramatic pout, Professor Arak appears disappointed that there wasn't something more. Well, your temp's a little low, so why don't we jazz things up with a shot? Maybe a placenta injection? That sounds fun, huh? A what? A what? A what? A what? It's usually given to ladies, but I swear this stuff can work miracles. It's usually given to ladies because men can't, yeah, that doesn't... A what? Placenta. The stuff extracted from uterine tissue. I hear it's mostly used in cosmetics, but it can also act as a stimulant for recovery from fatigue. They say it even has anti-aging properties. You know, I think some of that's actually true. I don't think it's all true, but I think some of that's true. That doesn't mean that I think we need one right now, because as you said, we don't, there's nothing wrong with us. What the fuck is wrong with you? Why would you just let her stab you? On second thought, I think I know why you would let her stab you. God, I am insufferable. I gotta relax. That'd be great. My old doctor used to give me some every now and then. Wait, what? Okay, I'm just gonna keep reading. Perfect. That saves you from a lot of explaining. He's my sickly boy used to the pokey pain. Not really, no. I mostly took it in pill form. It was rare for him to give me shots. I see. Alright, go ahead and hold out that hand for me. And, well, jeez, right into my cute little patient. I hope I never have to read the word squelchies again for as long as I live. I guess it's a good thing that I didn't eat dinner yet, because it would be right back all over my desk. I seriously disagree with her choice of onomatopoeia. Couldn't have said it better myself. With my shot done, the checkup is over. Except Professor Arak makes no move to leave the room. Instead, she lingers behind, her eyes fixated on my body. Gulp. Professor? Is there something else you wanted to look at? Don't ask questions you don't want the answer to, Shiki. There sure is. I caught a little glimpse before and it sparked my curiosity. Shiki, how many of those clothes off? Chat, it's happening. What? Like all of them? Yep. Oh, you can keep the bottoms on though. I don't want the boss to murder me. Chat, it's not happening. It's your top half that I want to see. Especially that big old scar on your chest. Oh, she really is a freak. Oh, that? Sure. You can have a look at it. I'm not wild about the idea, but there's no reason for me to say no. She is a doctor, after all. If I take off my shirt and sit on the bed. She isn't a doctor, though. Oh my gosh, what a juicy bud! I thought you had nice arms, but it's totally different seeing the whole package up close. We won't have to worry about starving in the winter with all this meat. I have no words. I have no words. It's time for Shiki to become a man. Do I regret yet? Chat. If a woman said this to me in real life, putty. I'm so cooked. She can do whatever she wants with me at that point. I mean, in Shiki's scenario, he's underage, so this is incredibly inappropriate, but if it was me, anyway. She seems unable to contain her joy as she probes my shoulders, arms, and stomach. Touched like this, and given her bold choice of dress, I find myself getting a little worked up. Weren't you going to look at my chest? My bad. Got a little carried away. Okay. Not sure what they used, but your wound's completely closed. For someone as frail as you are, your metabolic function's pretty solid. Or maybe you're just more of a survivor. Either way, it's super rude that you didn't bring anything back. You didn't bring anything for me to take out or replace. Like, why am I even here? This bitch is trying to be Frankenstein out here. She's just trying to rebuild me. We have the technology. After a couple of minutes, Professor Arak moves away from the bed, seemingly satisfied. That really is something. I bet that could have killed one of those movie vampires, let alone a human. Does she have a healing factor? I don't know. It's starting to kind of seem like it.
事故に遭った時はどのく
Did it
らい
hurt
痛
a
か
whole
った
lot
の
when
か
it
しら
happened?
私
Just imagining
想
it
像
is
す
getting
る
my
だけで
engine
ド
running.
キドキしちゃう
She a freak. I'm still in. Nothing so far has been a deal breaker.
何でもガラス片が降ってきて
I
突き
was
刺さったら
told
し
a
いで
piece
す
of glass fell and pierced me. Flustered by her use of the word vampire, I explained something that doesn't need explaining.
あれ
Oh,
覚え
you
て
don't
ない
remember?
の
Have no memory of
覚え
it,
てない
huh?
のねならそれは
In
ま
that
た
case,
別の
let's
話
change
としましょ
topics.
う
You're already
チキちゃん
back
はここ
home.
に帰ってき
It's
ちゃ
not
ったんだ
like you
も
could
ん
get away, even if
ど
you
うあがい
tried.
てももう逃げられっこないんだし
Chat, what does she mean by that? Chat, what does she mean that I couldn't get away if I tried? What does she mean if I couldn't get away? Hold on. What did she just say?
だはーんって
Psych!
なんで
I'm
もない
only messing with
何にも
you.
ないそれじゃあ私はこれにて
Anyway, I think I'll be
退
heading
場
out.
ま
I
たい
hope we'll
つ
get
か
to spend more
ラブのタイミ
quality
ングがあった
time
時に
together in
会
the
えるといいわ
future.
ね
Professor Arak leaves, her heels clicking against the floor. Huh. Something about the way she walks reminds me of a spider skittering after its prey. Professor Arak reminds you of a spider? Professor Arachnid reminds you of a spider? That's foreshadowing. Chat, write that down. Bro, the scales in this song remind me of Final Fantasy. It's afternoon now. After having a light lunch, I return to my room. I maintain my earlier statement, sus. Oh yeah, she mega sus. Hisui urged me to get some rest today. Not that I have anything to do in the first place.
体の調子は戻っ
Now
た
that
ん
I'm
だし
feeling better, I think I'll...
ここは
You know what? We haven't seen much of the second floor, I don't think. I think we've seen, like, the dining hall, I think, is on the second floor. Excuse me, if I recall correctly. I don't know. I don't know, chat. Ones and twos in chat. Fucking pick one. First floor, second floor. We got a 2. We got 2. I wish to be higher. You don't get too high. You might not come back down. After mulling over what to do, I decided to take my first walk around the estate in 7 years. No, actually, we did that the other day when we went out to the garden. But, sure. I'll start with the second floor. The Tono mansion is split into the east wing and the west wing. The east wing contains Akiha's office, and even further in, her private quarters. It's practically her own little kingdom. I'm a little hesitant to intrude, so I'll stick to the west wing for today. I make for the west hallway. The path to my right connects to the lobby. Continuing forward would take me into the heart of the west wing. And of course my own room is directly behind me. Almost every room facing this hallway is empty. It would have been used by extended family members when my father was alive.
この先の行き止まりが
I think the room at the end was Maki Hisatono's study. Arkuate's words from last night linger in my mind. It's not just you that's special, it's your lineage. That's absurd. Then again, she's not the type to assert something without a good reason. Oh, come on, bro. You can't back out now? Go out? Yeah, you bet your ass we're going in. Come on. Akihisa's at school, Kohaku's out shopping, and Hisu is cleaning on the first floor. I'm completely alone. Some might consider it taboo to snoop around a dead man's room, but this is my house too. Don't I have the right to know what's in there? Better to ask forgiveness than permission, that's what I always say. Narrator's note, Kalna has never said that once in his life. Besides, what's the harm in taking a quick peek inside my dad's room? Somehow I feel like there could be a decent amount of harm. The door at the end is locked. I take off my glasses and slice through the lines sitting on the lock. A little drastic, but sure. Oh my goodness. I'm sorry about that. I meant to turn on Do Not Disturb. I just got a boatload of notifications for some reason. My apologies. There's no going back now. Knife light? No. His glasses prevent him from seeing the lines, and the knife, well, he just has a knife on him at all times. Knife anti-glasses. That. What? Anyway, there's no going back now. After a quick check back down the hall once more to make sure nobody else is there, I venture in. What's with this room? It's pitch black. Even with the curtains closed, it shouldn't be this dark. I grope around on the wall for a light switch before stopping myself. Turning on the light would only broadcast the fact that somebody's in here. I'm probably just being paranoid, but I end up opting for my phone's flashlight instead. Huh. It's way cleaner in here than I expected. The interior is similar to Akiha's office. I suppose it's only been a month since he died, so it's not too surprising it's still like this. Even his bookshelf is the same as it was before he died. Which begs the question, why is it so dark in here? I shine my phone towards the windows to see what's up with the curtains. Did lines cast light? No, but Shiki can kind of, like, make out shapes in the dark based on the way that the lines appear. He can like almost see. It doesn't cast any light, but it does like he can see lines in the dark even. Yeah, he would be able to see he would be able to kind of make out the layout of the room based on the lines, sort of. Oh. Hello? It just connected and then immediately disconnected. I think this controller might be broken. Oh, there it goes again. Switch confirmed, yeah. This game is on the Switch and the PS5. I chose the Switch version because Sony did some stuff. So Sony had some weird like copyright bullshit with some of the art in the art book. So I went with the Switch version because Nintendo's cool with it. Yeah, as they do with everything. Yeah, Sony's just being a bitch constantly. Can't stand it. Yeah, they censored an art or something that was like didn't really need to be censored. Like it's not like it's explicit. Like there are no H scenes in this version. In the original Tsukihime, I think there are, but like yeah, so Sony's just the more I hear about Sony doing things, the less I like them. Just be cool. Come on. What the fuck? Underneath the darkness, I find something you'd never expect in an ordinary room. A seal of some kind. Are those iron bars?
なんで
Why? None of this makes any sense. But it's hard to deny something when it's staring you right in the face. In place of windows, I find a section of solid wall. I'm pretty sure this is a common feature of most rooms. Yeah, I got one right behind me. In my room. Yeah, hopefully Sony figures it out sooner rather than later. That would be nice. But enough about that. It was this, not curtains, that was blocking out the light. A thick set of iron bars has been mounted across the wall, as if to keep something out. Or perhaps to keep something trapped within. This looks really bad. I don't know what this darkness means, but I do know that I've stumbled upon something I never should have laid eyes on. A cage of madness. That's what this is. I have to get out of this room right away. The others can't know I was here. Not Akiha, not Kohaku, not anybody. If someone found out, it'd probably damage our relationship beyond repair.
いやここまで来て
I can't chicken out now.
俺は
I continue searching the room, my phone lighting the way. The bookcase also catches my eye, but I don't have time to rummage through it. I'll search Makihisa's desk first. That old man always kept things just so. If there's anything to find, I'm sure that's where I should look. He might have documents on Akiha, me, or the company hidden in one of his drawers. In for a penny, in for a pounding, am I right? The first two drawers are unlocked, so I check them first. They're totally empty. The third drawer down, however, seems to require a key. I'm guessing this one hasn't been opened since my father died. Nah, Arak left earlier? You were crazy for that. Why would you say that to me? Why would you say that? I take off my glasses once again and kill the lock. What's this? Some kind of journal? Inside the last drawer are a bundle of old papers and a thick book. The papers look to be a Tono family tree. What's this doing here? Looks pretty ancient. This must have been passed down from generation to generation. Bingo. Right below Makihisa Tono, I find Shiki Tono and Akiha Tono. Wait a second. Dad adopted a child 9 years ago? Oh, but it sounds like they died soon after from a disease. Right. Yeah. A disease. 9 years ago. And we had our accident 7 years ago. And haven't seen the lines until after the accident. Allegedly. And then there's that weird dream we've had 2 or 3 times. I'm sure it's not connected. 9 years ago, I would have been 8. I may have been young, but it's still pretty weird that I don't have a single memory of them. Maybe it was the child of a mistress that was kept under wraps? Or could the old man I know, always know nonsense and by the book, really do something like that? Never in a million years. But all the family heads
う
sure
ち
do
の
die
当主っ
young.
てみんな短命な
Dad
んだ
died from an illness before reaching 50.
親父も
Guy
50前
before
に
him
病死し
from
た
an
わけだし
accident at 30.
その前は
His
30
predecessor from
歳の時に
suicide
事
at
故し
18.
その前は18歳で自殺している
Hang on a second. That's too weird to just be a coincidence. Also a little weird that he was able to sire a lineage and then committed suicide at 18. That's something's wrong. I pore over the family tree. I didn't read it wrong. Everyone in the Tono family has died under mysterious circumstances. Suicides, accidents, murders, unexplained disappearances. Not a single person on here died peacefully at the end of a long life. I don't know how else to explain it other than they were cursed. The thing that sticks out most is that the majority of them took their own lives. Many killed themselves on the eve of their adulthood or soon after. Light fades from my vision. There's a sensation of blood pooling in the back of my head. Numbness is spreading through my arms and legs, and my breathing grows shallower with every second. My gaze drifts back to the journal, focusing in on it to ward off the rising feeling of vertigo and dread. I flip the page. This one's dated 2004. That's the same year that the child Makihisa adopted passed away in secret. My eyes dissect each word before moving on to the next. The writing is neat. It looks to be penned by my late father's meticulous hand. I feverishly read the page. The Tono family is cursed. In recent years, children express latent genes from...
からの覚醒遺伝が
Century's almost 10 years old. The ink has faded in places, making the words difficult to decipher.
もちろん
Of course,
私も
my
私
children
の
and
子
I
供たちも
have
例
not
外
been
では
spared
ない
from this fate.
アキハには特に
Akiha exhibits especially strong.
見られる
It pains me to
我
think
が
of my
子の未
children's
来を思う
future.
と悲しい
A doctor to whom I was
紹介された医
introduced
師の
claims that
話による
strict
と
discipline from an
幼年
early
期から
age could
厳しく教
impede
育すれ
the
ば発言は今夜も手術が必要だと
surgery
いう
again tonight.
アキハに教
Cannot
え
tell
ることは
Akiha.
で
She
きな
no
い
doubt resent me,
あの子は
hate me for my
私を
cruelty,
恨むだろう
but everything is for the
理由な
Tono.
く厳しく当たる私を憎むだろうだが私は
Still,
安堵して
however,
い
I'm
る
relieved. Despite her
どれほど
blood
アキ
being...
ハが
Akiha is far more human than her brother.
と言ってもあの兄に比べればアキハははるかに人間的だ
What is this? The Tono family is cursed? Latent genes, surgery for Akiha? And what's that last line about? Her brother, her brother, her brother. The answer's up.
こんにちは、四季君。
We're in trouble. Good afternoon, Shiki. My stomach feels hot. The scar on my chest has gone numb plenty of times, but this is an entirely new experience. An excruciating pain erupts from within, like my organs are being branded with an iron rod. Sensation begins slipping away from my toes. I slump against the desk, attempting to brace myself with my hands, but unable to maintain my grip, I fall to the ground, back first.
その日記はま
I'm
ず
afraid
い。
that journal isn't for your
何しろ
eyes.
まだ
I've
検閲
yet
が
to
済
give
ん
it
で
a
いな
thorough
い。
inspection.
君に見
Not
ら
that I
れ
had
る予定も
intended
な
for you
い。
to see it in the first place. My mind drifts away. The man's voice, it's
君にはも
I
う少
was
し
hoping you would stir up a
あ
bit
の
more
未熟な
trouble
当主
for the
殿を
little
かき回してほし
mistress.
かったのだがね。どうやってかは
I
知ら
don't
な
know
い
how you
が、
obtained the key,
鍵を手に入れ
but
たの
call
が
it a stroke of misfortune
君
that
の
you
不運
did.
ということだ。
By the time I notice, my breathing has long since ceased. The lines once clear as day are gone, as is my headache. Of course, only now does it dawn on me. Those insufferable headaches were also a kind of salvation. I mean, how am I supposed to wake up without them? Shikitono, whose body had lost its function long ago, drifts off into an eternal sleep. I did not obtain that key. We get the last laugh. True. Except that we're dead. So probably shouldn't have gone in there. But we get to see Neko Arc again. Oh boy.
なぜ鳥は歌うのか、なぜエビは跳ねるのか。
Why does a bird sing? Why does the shrimp wriggle?
なぜ主人
Why
公
does the
は
MC
鍵の
always
かか
try
った
to
部
go
屋に
into locked
入るの
rooms?
人類史における数々のミステリーに真っ向から挑む知能番組
Welcome back to
教えて
Oshiete
シエ
Messier,
先生
where we aim to answer the all of mankind's most pressing questions.
あっちまるよ
Let's do it!
こんにちは デッ
Days
ドエン
6
ドの
through
な
8 were
かった
quite
6、
forgiving,
8
weren't
日
they?
間十分
Are
に
you
お
feeling
休みでき
rested
まし
after
た
going
か
without a dead end for a while? Yeah, I guess.
物語はいよい
The
よ
story is
佳境
nearing its
ここ
climax.
からまた
You may find
死
yourself
亡ケース
dying a
が多
bit
発し
more
ますので
frequently now.
賢明な遠
So
野
be
君
sure to
におか
consider
れ
your
まして
options
は
carefully
気を
before
引き
making
締
a
めて選
decision.
択肢を選んでいただければでは今
Now
回
then,
の
for
デッ
this
ドエンド
dead
で
end.
すが
Oh
後ろ
my,
から
stabbed
うっ
from
さり
behind.
ですねメガネともあろう
Glasses or
男が
not, you
油
gotta
断しすぎだ
focus.
よにゃ
Or maybe that mummy is
それと
more
もあ
OP
の
than
包
he
帯
looks.
男見かけよりやるってことあの部屋の異様
I
さに
understand
飲ま
that
れ
you
て
were
い
absorbed in the
た
room's
の
weirdness,
もあ
but
り
you
ま
have
す
to be a
が
little more
遠
careful.
野くんの不注意ですねそもそもこの手の
Besides,
潜入
snooping like
捜
that
査
is
は
best done
2
in
人1
pairs.
組が理想です一人が扉のそ
One
ば
of
で
you can
誰か
watch
来
the
ない
door
か
to
を
make sure
見
no
張
one's
り
coming, while the
もう
other
一
goes
人が
through
書
the
類を
juicy
吟味す
documents.
るそういった頼れる
It may
誰
be
かと
best to
縁が
avoid
で
the
きるの
study
で
until you find
こ
someone
の
who'll
書
do
斎
that
の
for
調
you.
査は控えた方がよろしいかと
Hmm.
まさに SP
Like some kind of secret agent. Hmm.
で
know
も
anyone
そんな
with
スキル
skills
持っ
like that,
た
though?
知り合いいるシエルは武
She
闘
has
派
a
だか
total
ら
muscle
そういう
brain,
の
so
向いて
I
な
don't
さ
think
そう
she'd be
だ
much
し
help.
単独であればできないことはあり
If
ま
I
せ
was
んが
alone, I'm sure I'd have
遠
no
野君の
problem.
フォローをしながら
Helping
潜
Tono
入
sneak in, on the other hand.
というのは
He may be
確かに
right.
私向きではありませんね
I don't think I'm the best choice.
そういった見方
Well, I
が
hope
で
you
きれ
find
ば
someone
い
who
い
can
の
help
です
you.
が
We're not even being coy anymore. Could it be a maid? Perhaps a little Sachin? 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 Who? Huh? What? Sachin? Have we met? Sachin? Who's Sachin? Satsuki. Oh my god, we haven't seen her for forever. What the fuck?
さ
I
あ
haven't seen her since
そこま
like
ではなん
chapter
とも
2. Let's just leave it at that for now.
少なくとも
Either way, it
私
doesn't
たち
seem
の
to bear
吸
much
血鬼事
relation
件に
to
は
all of these
関わりのない
vampires
話
running
でしょ
around.
うさて今
Now
回
that
の
you
シ
know the
ーンは
reason
はっ
for
き
your
りしてい
death,
ますの
you
で
can just go back and
前
try
の選
something
択肢に
else.
戻るだけで OK です
Yeah, I'm about to start charging you for those tomatoes, man. You're relentless.
君子危うきに近寄らず
Let
遠
sleeping
野
dogs
の
lie.
キヒの書
Avoid
斎を避
Maki
けて
Hisatono's study
安
and
全な
choose
場所を
somewhere
選び
safe.
ましょう
Huh?
屋敷の中もデストラップだらけとか、この屋敷
What
って
kind of
何やってん
mansion
の？
has death traps all over the place anyway? Are you not entertained just by being here? For shame. Well, anyway, I did not think that a choice like that would end up resulting in our deaths. But from now on, I think we're going to save before every option select. Fate stay mid. More like fate stay mad. Get the hell out of here if you don't like it so much. I'm having a great time. Don't mind me. We're just gonna... Actually... Really, that girl... I didn't think a choice in death would possibly lead to death. Well, that's not... It seemed pretty innocuous to me, okay? I didn't expect the mummy man, who we haven't seen since, like, actually Chapter 1, would just, like, be in the fucking room. Let alone in the house. Man. Really, that girl... From ambushing me at school to us patrolling the town, she didn't give me a moment of rest. On top of that, we even broke into the zombies' hideout, where she made me watch that intense fight. None of this would have been conceivable for me a week ago. After her demands get more ridiculous with each passing day, a part of me just wants to tell her to cut me some slack. But she's not all bad. She's always looking out for me in her own clumsy way, and at least it's never dull with her around. I guess that's why I don't find myself complaining. The thing that worries me is that look she had. It must be because her wound is still causing her pain. I'll have to check that she's all healed up tonight. I can't believe he's still being an idiot about that. She's a vampire! And you started bleeding in front of her, and she had an episode. Let's go talk to Kohaku this time around. I'll go with Kohaku. I'm sure it's just my anemia acting up from being so worn out. I'll see if she has anything to help with dizziness and eye strain, and maybe get some supplements too. Though I'd rather avoid having her look at my body. I'm scraped and bruised all over from last night's scuffle with Miss Noelle, and on the off chance Kohaku found that I have internal bleeding or something, it'd turn into a whole debacle. Improgs are either my favorite characters in fiction or someone who I want to die. Never both at once. Yep, yeah, that checks out. Shiki, you loud, how did you get yourself injured like this? I can practically hear her scolding me. Shiki, you red shirt? How did you get these injuries? Your back is one big bruise. Was that supposed to be a Star Trek reference, or just because he's bleeding? Because the red shirts in Star Trek are always the ones that, like, get exploded and shit. I'm sorry, I'll be more careful. It genuinely could be either one. Sure enough, it took all of a minute for her lecture to begin. Though I gotta wonder what she means by red shirt. I fell going up the hill I used to get to school. Bam! Flat on the pavement. Hi, that sounds terrible. Let me get some compresses for you. I'll be just a moment. Oh, and would you mind taking your temperature for me in the meantime? First aid kit in hand, Kohaku rises from her seat on the edge of the bed. She could have left it here, but I guess she's too much of a professional for that. I'm used to myself as I watch her exit the room. Jeez, I gotta stop spacing out. You can just leave that first aid kit here, Kohaku. You're coming right back, aren't you? Oh, this only contains medicine to soothe your discomfort, so I need to go and replace those with something for your bruising. Besides, your room is so clean, it wouldn't be right for me to clutter it up with my own things. Gotcha. But you don't have to worry about stuff like that. I'm not a neat freak or anything. Really? But your room is spotless. Not on purpose. I just don't own much. Now that you mention it, the only things delivered from the Arima household were a few changes of clothes. Do you really not have anything else? Nope. All I need I can fit in my bag. I brought everything I thought was important. My first day here, I stuffed the contents of my bag into my desk drawers. If I ever end up getting kicked out, all I need to do is collect the things in there and I'm good to go. I'm sorry, I had no idea. I presume Master Makihisa took your things when you left for the Arima house. No, I've always been like this. There's nothing I ever wanted, so I never bothered asking the old man for anything. I actually don't remember much from before the accident, so maybe it was different back then. My mind wanders back to a time alone in that hospital room. After days of no visitors, and only the lines of death keeping me company, I decided to escape that hellhole. Thanks to that, I had the incredible fortune of meeting Master. You know, I kind of remember coming by the mansion once while I was in the hospital. All I recall is Dad summoning me to his study. I think that was when he said I wasn't fit to be the heir to the Tono estate and disowned me. I'm sure you were exhausted from your stay in the hospital. Every day blends into the next when you have nothing to do but lie in bed. Definitely. I was there for 6 whole months. Though it passed by in a blur, by the time it was over, it felt like barely a month had passed. I think that's a good thing, Shiki. 6 months cooped up in a hospital doesn't sound like much fun to me. Yeah, you get all sweaty and it soaks into the bed. Blech. Especially when you're at the age where all you want to do is play. It's like when I caught COVID. The one and only time I got COVID. Oh my god. It was the most sick I have ever been in my life. I was bedridden. I could not get out of bed. I was incapable. Everything hurt. I was moaning and sweating. It was the most sick I've ever been in my whole life. I never want to go through that again. Ugh. It sure was. Kohaku was right. The reason my stay felt so short was thanks to all the people who helped me. I wish I could thank the doctors who saved my life and the nurses who took care of me so kindly. Oh my, I keep getting distracted.
すぐに戻って
I'll be
きま
right
すから
back, so don't
お
go
となし
wandering
くして
away.
いてくださいましね。
If you can't handle a little first aid, you'll be no better than a
お
kitty
出
cat.
かけになられていたらシキさん気ままな猫ちゃんに認定です。
I don't know what you mean by that, but it was cute. She smiles on her way out, the twinkle in her eyes shining brighter than any star. And we're back into fast forwarding. Okay. This time, we don't go into the study. See what I do it again. Could you imagine? Go in, do it again, do it again. Do it again!
秋葉は
Or does do it again! Maybe something like, oh yeah, it's like it's like it's like Saint Trina in Elden Ring. You gotta do it like 4 or 5 times before you get the secret dialogue. If I just hit continue, will it pick up from that save? Yeah, good. Best 3 out of 5. No! You're not doing it again! No, not again! No! Stop it! You guys! Why do you crave death so intently? Come on! A death, Toshiki. Knock it off! We got... It's like live therapy. It's like... Oh my god, you guys. If we keep dying, we're never going to get through this chapter. You have to be better. It's like Edge of Tomorrow. Is that what that movie was with Tom Cruise? I just dodged the man if you know he's coming. Yeah, but we know he's coming, but Shiki doesn't. He's the one in the time loop. Retain the knowledge from last death. Right, yeah, based on all you need is kill. Yeah, I remember that. Live, Die, Repeat, and Edge of Tomorrow, the same movie? Are they? Oh, it was named differently in different countries or something? Oh, one of them was the tagline. Oh. Huh. I mean, Live, Die, Repeat does serve as a pretty good title anyway, so... I can see why they get, tangled, I guess. Conflated wouldn't be the right word, because they still are the same movie. Oh. Anyway, that's not what we're doing. I shouldn't do anything too hasty, as we have learned. Arkwade's words still rest uneasily on my mind, but there's no guarantee I'll find what I'm looking for in the old man's study. What would I say to Kohaku or Hisui if they caught me snooping around? There's too much risk involved. I decided to walk around the first floor instead. I find myself squinting from the sunlight, peeking through the windows. The lobby never ceases to amaze me. When I was little, I used to get in trouble all the time for exploring the mansion. It seemed like a castle back then. I was so certain that if I looked hard enough, I would find some secret passageway into another world. That sense of adventure is gone now, though, and along with my nagging father. They're all in the past.
懐かしいな。
Feels like a lifetime ago.
昔は屋敷
Even
の
just
廊下を
walking
歩く
down the
だけで
halls used to
ドキドキしたっ
used to
け。
get my heart pounding. 7-year-old memories of sneaking through the lobby to begin to resurface. Spurred by those echoes of the past, I begin my stroll around the mansion. I head outside to the terrace. Strange as it is, I have a better recollection of the grounds than the mansion itself. It's hard to fathom just how enormous the estate is. If the mansion itself is 10 times bigger than most houses, then the land beneath it must rival the size of an amusement park. To a 10-year-old like me, it must have seemed like a dreamland, a fantasy world that I could call my own. I'd spend the day roaming around, carving my name into the trees and the dirt. Akiha and I had a game where we'd see who could claim the most territory. We decided at one point that we controlled any area we carved our name on. From there, we set out to tag pretty much everything we could find. Most of the time we spent together was actually out here in the garden. Though unlike me, she listened to Mahi-isa, so she could only play for 30 minutes a day. Even so, all she ever did was follow closely behind us, listening carefully to what we said. But once she got going, she'd run around, turning everything into a competition.
なんだ
You know,
あいつ。
maybe the groundwork for her current personality was there all along. Could it have been a facade, an act she was putting on in front of the old man? Still, even if that were true, she's changed too much. Or maybe I just didn't understand how long 7 years can be. Time passes and children grow up. Neither of us is who we were back then.
Oh, あったあった。
Ah, here it is. There's a gazebo in the courtyard. At the base of one of the pillars, hidden from the sun's gaze, I find a name etched into the stone. I circle around the building, counting the names as I go. Shiki, Akiha, Shiki, Shiki, Shiki. Looks like this place was fought over 5 times. Most places are the same, with my name appearing a lot more than hers. Akiha was still a little girl. She probably just couldn't keep up with my boundless energy.
まったく。
Sheesh.
手加減ぐらい
I've
して
gone a
る
little
の
easier
か。
on her. Although it's not like I can go back and change what happened just because I feel bad about it now. Akiha has always hated losing. From the looks of this, I bet I made her shed quite a few tears.
そうか。
Huh.
案外こんな
Maybe her
にも
current
女になって
attitude
話
stems
して
from
る
her
のか
still holding a grudge
あい
against
つ。
me. Akiha is the last person I'd expect to do that, but there is something incredibly adorable about the thought of it.
ああ。
Look at me, doting on her like a sappy older brother.
俺もとことんバカ兄貴だ。
I chuckle wryly to myself before lifting my head. I've had some fun walking down memory lane. Maybe it's time I head back in. Yeah, worth victory at all costs. Fucking, apparently. But before I turn to leave, something catches my eye. I spy another marking scratched into the underside of the gazebo's ceiling.
あんなところに。
All the way up there? How did that get carved up there? I doubt an adult could even reach that high, let alone a child.
なんだろう。
And that's
俺の名前だけど。
my name. From within the gazebo, I put my feet up on the handrail to get a better look. It's well hidden. Adults wouldn't be able to see it unless they crouched at the correct angle. There, lurking in a hidden corner of the ceiling, beware your brother. What? I don't understand. Beware your brother. This is Nakiha's handwriting, which would mean I wrote this. A sudden sound draws my attention. Through the trees, I glimpse the brown and white of a maid's uniform.
あれ
Is that Hisui? She hasn't noticed me. For whatever reason, she continues further into the forest.
なんで森に
Why is she going in there? All that's out there is more trees. So what could she possibly be doing? Curious, I decide to follow her for a bit. Uh-oh. There's a path through the forest, though it hasn't been paved. They say these woods were once the main part of the Tono family estate. Originally, the land where the mansion and the garden stand was just the entranceway to this forest. But after the war, the head of the family decided to change things to how they are now. I proceed through the woods. The trees aren't too dense, but they seem to stretch on into infinity. Eventually, I spot a strange building.
あんな建物
Is this always
あっ
here?
たっけ
I half expect Hisui to go inside, but instead she walks in the opposite direction. That was a little awkward. Maybe it's time... Maybe it's some kind of temple or gathering hall. I continue treading along. After about 10 minutes of walking, the labyrinth of trees comes to an abrupt end.
広場だ
A clearing. In the middle of the forest is an unnaturally open field. What could this place be? At the very least, I have no memory of it. If I hadn't tailed Hisui, I would have never known about this tiny patch of land buried deep in the forest.
こんなところあったか
Since when was this here?
なあったなら格
If we'd
好の
known
遊
about
び
it, we
場
would
だけ
have
ど
played here all the time. I have no recollection of playing in this clearing with Akiha. At least, I don't think I do. Contemplate for a second before stepping into the clearing. There's not much out here. Hisui, who had been ahead of me this whole time, is nowhere to be seen.
なんだ
It's just
た
a
だの
vacant
空き
spot.
地じゃないか
The sun beats down harder in the center of the clearing. Even looking down, its glaring white rays overtake my vision. I wonder if it's because I've been in the shade for so long. It feels like the middle of summer. Glancing upward, I find a huge, fluffy clouds high in the sky. The air shimmers with heat, and the keening of cicadas eats at me. The cries of the cicadas. Yes, we have descended once again into hell. My consciousness sizzles. My knees buckle, thudding onto scalding sand and soil. I know this place. I may have forgotten, but I know it. The summer's sun batters my forehead. The screams of cicadas echo in my ears. The smell of assaults my nostrils. At my feet lies a crumpled mass, dark and red, that was alive just moments ago. The wound on my chest flares, like a knife. Splitting skin and flesh, this pain punctures through my chest. The cicadas screech, screech, screech. They wail for it to stop, stop, stop. They cry for the dead, dead, dead. I hear more screeching of cicadas, even though it's already autumn. Looking up, I feel the summer sun pierce my eyes. The tepid air makes me feel sick. I'm besieged by the sights and sounds of empty shells. The husk of a cicada lies at my feet. A husk that was once a human. The wound splits open. A deluge of red spills out of the chest, coating my hands in a glistening crimson. I glimpse the silhouette of a figure slumped over, followed by the sound of a young girl's footsteps rushing towards it. Towering clouds sail high above in the distance. Beneath a blue sky, creatures have cast off the shell of this mortal coil. By the time I realize what's happening, I see Akiha bloodied and crying. Screech, screech, screech. Screech, screech, screech. I'm in hell. The shrill of the cicadas threatens to pierce my eardrums like a needle. What is this? My chest stings. I think I'm gonna be sick. My wound should have closed a long time ago. Why does it hurt so bad now? It feels busted. Unimpeded, the red fluid begins to blow. What's happening? My wound hasn't healed at all. It hurts. I'm scared. This is the impulse of death. My consciousness plummets. Pus blooms where my wound tears open. My mind regresses, smothered by illusions of summer. It feels like my soul is escaping. I hear the soft thud of my body hitting the grass. I can hear people talking.
秋葉様、
Will you not be
お
calling
医
a
者様
doctor,
をお
Mistress
呼びしない
Akiha?
のですか？
バカなことは言わ
Don't
ない
be
で翡
ridiculous,
翠。
Hisui. My brother's injury is far from normal. How could we possibly call a
兄さん
doctor for
の傷
this?
は普通の傷じゃないんだから。
Akiha and Hisui are speaking. This is Shiki's room. I'm sleeping on the bed. My senses are finally back. I try to push myself up and break the tension with a greeting, but my body won't listen to my brain's commands. Though the pain in my chest is gone, my entire body feels like lead. Looks like my mouth and eyes are the only things I've got control over.
一体どういうつもりなの翡翠。
Explain yourself,
兄さん
Hisui.
はあの場所に
You
近
know
づけては
full
い
well
け
that
ないっ
Shiki
て。
shouldn't be allowed anywhere
あ
near
なた
there.
も知っているでしょうに。
申し訳ありません。
Terribly sorry.
謝って済む
You
問
think
題
an
じゃないわ。
apology will fix
あ
things?
なたを兄さ
The
ん付き
reason
の
I
使用
had
人
you
にした
attend
のは
Shiki in the first place was
こういう事態を避
precisely
ける
to
ためで
avoid
しょ。
something like this.
それを忘れ
What
て
on earth were you
あ
thinking?
なたは何をやっていたっていうのよ。
Akiha is seething mad. This might be the most emotion I've ever seen from her. Hisui, head bowed, simply receives her scolding. I don't know what led to all this. All I can tell is that Hisui is getting yelled at because of me.
ほら、口にしてもらえないか
Why
しら
don't you
翡
tell
翠。
me?
あなたは今
Just
日
what were
一
you doing
日
today and where?
どこで何をしていたのかを。この人が朝に
Not
倒れ
only
た
did
こ
you
とも報
neglect
告
to
せず、
report that he'd collapsed,
天津さえあの
you
森
then
に行
allowed
か
him
せ
into
て
the
しまった。
forest. This was either
こ
a
れは
willful
明
act.
確な意図があ
This
っ
was
て
either
の
a
ことよ
willful
ね。
act or one of gross
そう
incompetence.
でなければ犬以下の頭だもの。 答えなさい、翡翠。
Answer the question, Hisui.
あ
Or
な
do
た
you
も
intend to defy me as
私
well?
に逆らうつもりなの？
Hisui maintains her silence. The air in the room grows heavier with every breath. Akiha bites her lip and takes a step forward. It's obvious to me that she's going to strike her. Hisui continues to look down at the floor, ready to accept her punishment.
ちょっと
Wait
待て、
a second,
アキハ。
Akiha.
兄さん、気がついたんです
Shiki,
か？
you're awake.
あ
Yeah,
あ、アキハがあ
hard
ん
to
まりに
sleep
うる
when
さ
you're
いん
being
で、
so loud.
今目が覚めた。
Oh. Akiha looks away, visibly uncomfortable. Hisui, meanwhile, has her eyes on the floor and won't even look in my direction.
あのさ、
Hey,
あんまり翡翠
you
に当た
shouldn't
る
be
な
so
よ。
hard on Hisui.
事情は知らないけど、
I don't really know what's going
俺が
on,
倒れ
but
たことで揉めてるんだ
this is
ろ。
about me collapsing, right?
なら、翡翠に責任はな
And
い。
it's not her fault.
こん
It's
なの、
mine.
俺が勝手に倒れただけなんだから。
Hi, James. I'm sorry. I forgot to pin. I was in such a rush today. I forgot to pin the message. All sound alerts and text-to-speech are muted for reading streams. Let me see if I can't get you a refund for that, actually. I don't know if I can do that with sound alerts. I don't think I can. Let me pin a message for that real quick before I forget again. How's it going? It's going. We've died twice, but it's going. Man, I wish I could spell. There we go. We pin that. What's this game about? This is a visual novel about vampires, and that's as vague as I can be because I don't want to spoil it because there's a lot of shit that's happened. There's a lot going on. Urging strength into my arms, I lift myself up into a sitting position. That simple motion takes all the energy I have. At this point, I don't think I could lift a finger. But for Hisui's sake, I need to pretend like I'm okay.
まったく、お
Jeez,
前も俺
don't
のこと
fight
なんか
over
で喧
me.
嘩するな。
You may look
大人
older,
びたように
but
見
I
えて、
guess you're still a
まだ
little
子
kid
供なんだ
after
な。
all.
でも
But
兄さんはあ
you
れか
were
ら
unconscious this whole time, for more than 10 hours.
10
It's
時
never
間
been
以
that
上も
bad
昏
before.
睡しているなんて。
What was I
今ま
supposed
で
to
な
do
かっ
if you
た
never
はずで
woke
す。
up?
もし兄さんがあのまま目が覚めなかったら、私はどうすればいいんですか？
バカ、
Hey, don't say
演技
stuff
でも
like
ないこ
that.
と言わないでくれ。
You're gonna jinx me.
こんなのはただの貧血。
This is just my usual anemia.
なんだ？
Wait, are you telling me it's
も
already
う10
past
時を回
10?
ってるのか？
はい。
Yes.
ですか
Do
ら
you see now?
兄さん
You've
はお
been
昼から
unconscious
今
since
まで
midday.
ずっと気を失っていたんです。
Akiha's tone is reserved. But it's not my health I'm worried about. It's my promise to Arquaid. 10 o'clock, and don't you dare be late. She looked like she really meant that last part. I can only imagine what she'll put me through if I'm late again.
やばい。
Crap,
行か
I
なく
have
ち
to
ゃ。
get going.
アキハ、ごめん。
Sorry, Akiha,
俺は出かけるか
but I
ら
gotta head out.
後のことはよ
The
ろしく
rest will
頼
have to
む。
wait.
あ
Be
んまり
nice
翡
to
翠をいじめ
Hisui,
るなよ。
Don't be ridiculous!
バカなことは言わないでください。私、
I won't ask where it is you've been going, so
兄さんが毎夜どこに行くかなんて
please
も
stop
う聞き
pushing
ません。
yourself just for tonight.
聞きませんから。どうか今夜ぐらいはご自分の体を大事にしてあげてください。
Don't make my little sister wet. Stop that.
アキハ、
She's genuinely pleading with me. Seeing her this worried, I can feel my determination start to waver.
でもこんなのはしょっ
This
ちゅうな
really
んだ
does
ぞ。
happen all the time, you know.
中学の頃なん
Back
て
in middle school,
日
I'd
に
pass
2
out
回は
twice a
倒れて
day.
たんだしさ。
だから余計に心配なんで
That's
す。
precisely why I'm so worried.
兄さん、
Please, Shiki.
お願い
Just
だか
this
ら
once, listen to me.
今日ぐらいは私の言うことを聞いてください。
Akiha peers into me, anxiously awaiting my response. This is a toughie, chat. I think we should stay. I'm gonna save. You know, just in case this is a decision that results in us fucking dying again. A promise is a promise. I don't know. There's more going on here than meets the eye. I'm conflicted. Come on, Chad. I need some more input on this one. I can't make this decision by myself. Try turning it off and on again. That'll solve the problem. Seems like an idea with zero issues. Just dying. How can it get worse? I mean, I want answers. I want answers, damn it. Alright, fine. I'm glad that Akiha's worried about me, but I can't break my promise with Arcade.
わかった。今日はおとなしく眠ることにする。
Don't fold like a deck chair? What? I'd fold. I'd fold for Arc. She's too cute. Akiha's cute, but also the fact that she's Shiki's little sister doesn't help, but you know, like even if we take that out of the equation, I like her archetype, but I haven't really gotten too much of her as a character, I guess. Okay, let's stay in and sleep for tonight. I lower my torso back down onto the bed.
本当ですか？
Really?
後になって部屋を抜け出したりするのもなしですよ。
あのな。
Do you really
こ
think I
ん
could
な
slip
体
out
で
unnoticed in
ア
this
キラた
state?
ちの目を盗んで外に出られると思うか？
I
言われ
suppose,
てみれば
now
そ
that you
うです
mention
ね。
it. Akiha lowers her shoulders, obviously relieved.
翡翠、琥珀
翡翠
に
go tell
兄さんが
Kohaku
目
that
を
my
覚ま
brother's
したことを伝えに行って。兄さん、
Will you be
夕
having
食は
dinner
どうし
tonight,
ますか？
Shiki?
いや、食事はちょ
Sorry,
っと。
but I don't think I could eat.
琥珀さんには悪いけど
I'm just
食
gonna
べられ
sleep.
そうにない。ああ、でも
Oh,
飲み
I could
物くらいな
probably
ら通
drink
るか
something
ら。
though. If you have some
野菜ジュースとかあ
vegetable
ったら
juice,
助
that
か
would be
る。
great.
わかりました。
Very well.
翡翠、
Hisui,
そう
inform
琥珀に
Kohaku.
伝えてきて。かしこまりました。
Understood.
野菜ジュース、
Vegetable juice.
人参、
One blend of carrot, tomato, Chinese cabbage, red bell pepper, plum, and more. Coming right up.
などのミックスを支給。
We're gonna drink that up. Let's see, carrot, tomato, Chinese cabbage, red bell pepper, plum. Technically, only 3 of those things are vegetables. Actually, are carrots have seeds, right? No, carrots are vegetables. But like a tomato, that's a fruit. Red bell pepper, that's a fruit. Plum, that's clearly a fruit. Perhaps the more is additional cabbage. It is every type of cabbage imaginable. Just add butter. I'm not familiar with that recipe. Maybe it's a Kohaku special.
では私も退出します。
Please excuse me as well.
何かあり
And
ましたら
Shiki, don't hesitate to call me if anything happens. I'll hurry to your side no matter the hour.
すぐに駆けつけますから。
That was uncharacteristically sweet. Akiha exits the room, turning off the lights as she goes.
すまない。
Sorry, Akiha. I whisper as I rouse myself from my bed. The light is off, but my vision flickers between black and white. Simply standing up is enough to sap my consciousness away. This is far from my usual anemia. Even so, I have to get to the park. It's her we're talking about. Who knows how many hours she'll waste waiting if I don't. This is advanced anemia. Yeah, right, technically vegetable is like a cooking term and fruit is like a biology term. So there is room for overlap. Competitive anemia. Wait a minute. That's like who can bleed out the fastest but not die. What the fuck? What would that... Huh? What? Anyway. My unsteady steps carry me to my desk. I take my knife from the drawer and put on my jacket. I really don't think I'll be able to sneak out like this. I need to rest until I can at least run. Unless I want to be caught by Hisui and sent back to my room. Professional anemics. I can't handle this conversation right now. What the fuck? So much for my promise. Going to be even later than yesterday. An Arcoid will give me another earful. Though, maybe that won't be so bad. I plop myself onto the floor. 1 hour. If I rest for just 1 hour, I should at least be able to walk. Okay, and we're here. I arrive at the park just before midnight. I'm strong enough to shuffle along, but my snail's pace added an extra hour to the trip. Shoulders heaving, I do a quick sweep of the area. I'm getting all good vibes from this decision. That makes one of you. At the rest area where we usually meet, I spot her. A white silhouette standing starkly against the shadowed park. So she was waiting. Arcoid seems to have noticed me. She walks straight to me, her boots tapping against the ground. Thanks for keeping me waiting again tonight, you jerk. It's good you finally showed up, but now you're going to tell me exactly why you were late by 2... Arcoid cuts herself short the second she sees my face. Wait, what happened, Shiki? You're totally pale, and I can't even sense your life force. Did you go looking for zombies without me? Exactly how adventurous do you think I am? I'm just feeling a little anemic. It's pretty common for me, so there's no need to get worked up over it. More importantly, sorry for making you wait 2 whole hours. I came as fast as I could, I swear. Oh, it's fine. I'm over it. I was wondering why you were late, but... Something must be wrong with you. Why would you come out when you're feeling like that?
だって
Because I
約束
promised.
だろ。
I'm not about to
ア
skip
ルク
out
エイドの
on
手
helping
伝い
you
をす
over
るって
something
言っ
like
たんだ
this.
からこれぐらいじゃサボれない。それに
And
ほら
hey,
昨日
couldn't
の
leave
こ
you
ともあ
alone
るし
after what happened yesterday.
お前を一人にしていたら
Who knows
そ
what
れ
would
こ
go
そど
down.
んな事件が追加されるか。
それは嬉しいけど
I'm glad you remembered,
後半の
though
は
you
余
could
計
have
だ
left
けど
out that second part.
やっぱりおかしい
But it really is
こんなの
strange.
いくらなんでもひどすぎる
Horrible,
ひどいって
Horrible?
Nani
What
ga?
is?
そういう
How you
全
don't
然自分
understand
の
your own
体を分
body
かって
even a
ない
little
ところ
bit.
人間の命は
Humans
不
have
安定な
unstable
ものだ
life
けど
forces, but yours is
四季はその
practically
揺れ幅が大
volatile.
きすぎる当の四季は
You spend your
普
life
段か
far
らとて
closer
も
to
死に
death
近い
than
ところに
others.
立っているそれが直視
I
の
don't know
魔
if it's
眼
a
の
side
反動
effect
か
of your mystic eyes
今
of
日ま
death
での運命
perception
の
or
対
simply a
象かは
twist
わ
of
からな
fate,
いけど
but you're like a wave,
波のように
perpetually
生と
brushing
死の
against the
境界を
boundary
行き来して
between
い
life
る
and death.
だから
That's why
あな
there's
た
no
の貧
guarantee
血と
you'll
や
be
らは
fine this time
前
just
も
because
大
you
丈
were
夫だったか
before.
ら今回も大丈夫なんていうものじゃないいい意識
Listen, Shiki.
あなたは
Your
外的
body
要
is
因の死に
naturally
は抵抗
resistant
が
to
ある
death by outside
きっ
causes.
と一度
My
そういっ
guess
た
is
要
it's
因の
because
臨
you've
死を体験
experienced
したから
something
でしょ
near
うね
death before.
けどその
But
反
in
面
exchange,
内的要因の死には抵抗力がまるでない
but in exchange, you've got almost zero resistance to death from within.
頻繁に
Your
貧血で
anemia
倒れる
must
の
be a
は
mechanism your
体
body
が
uses
行
to
っている
protect
防護
itself.
策なのよきっと人間は内
You
側の
may
異
not
常には気づ
consciously
けない
notice
け
that
ど
it's happening.
あなたの
But
体
your
はそ
body
れを
can
本
sense
能
these
的に
things.
感知している
When it knows it's near the point
こ
of
れ
no
以上
return,
は
it
取り
forces
返
you
し
to
がつか
rest.
なくなるという時強制的にあなたを休ませようというふうに今の貧血だ
This
って
time is no
本
exception.
来なら死んでいてもおか
This
しくない
could
男
have, this
性のは
easily
ず
could have been enough to kill you.
覚醒
You
で
should
きた
count
のは
yourself
たま
lucky
たま
that you
運が
even
良かっ
woke
た
up
か
at
らと
all.
思いなさい
I wouldn't quite say the scales have fallen from my eyes, but her explanation tracks. I nod along. I've always thought of my anemia as my body doing the equivalent of a forced shutdown on a computer, but I guess you can look at it the opposite way too. As Arkwade would have it, my anemia isn't a symptom of my weak constitution. It's more like a breaker tripping before my circuits get completely fried.
なんか大
That
げさな
sounds
物言い
kind
だ
of
け
like
ど
an exaggeration. But let me get this straight.
つまり貧
You're
血になっ
saying
て
when
る
I'm
時は
feeling anemic, I'm
指
a
先一つ
second
で
away
コロ
from
ッと行
keeling
きや
over
すいっ
and
てこ
dying?
と
I think back to every miserable morning these past 7 years.
もう私は
Hey, I'm
本気で
trying to
忠告
warn
し
you
てるの
here.
でも来てくれてあ
I'm
りがとう
glad you came, though.
今夜はもう
So
帰って
just go home
ゆっ
and
く
get
り
some
体
rest
を
for
休めな
tonight.
さい
Without warning, she draws in close. She must really be worried to approach me so vulnerably. Arkwade's chest presses against mine before I can pull back. Thump. Dabuba. A dizziness wholly unlike the kind I'm used to pervades my mind. I've tried to ignore it, but right now I'm all too aware of the softness of her chest, of her porcelain skin, of her hair, golden and smoother than silk. Her captivating charms assault my senses.
ごめんアルクエイド
Sorry, Arkwade,
ちょっと
but
離れてく
can
れ
you take a step back?
何よ
What, you
私
don't
の言
trust
葉は
me?
信用で
Is
き
it
ないってい
because
う
I'm a
の
vampire?
吸血鬼だから
何今さらそんなこと言ってるんだアルクエイドのことを信じないわけがないだろ
嘘
As if.
じゃあなんで
Why
視
won't you
線を
look
そ
me
ら
in
し
the
てい
eyes
るの
then?
だから
I need you to
あ
back
くま
away
で
for
俺
a
の
different
個人
reason,
的な理
alright?
由でちょっと
I'm
離
a
れてほし
guy.
い
I don't know where I'm supposed to
そ
look
う
if you're
近
that
くに
close.
来られると俺も男だから困る
Phew. For the time being, I've escaped one of the sources of my dizziness. 2 was absolute torture.
とにかく アルクエイドに心
Anyway,
配しても
it's
らうほ
nothing
どじ
you
ゃな
need to
い。
worry about.
大体、昨日
Besides,
の
if
夜
I
み
get
たいに
attacked
襲
like I
われ
did
たら
last night, I
今
might
度こ
not
そ
even
殺
make
され
it.
るかもしれないんだから
Can't be slacking off
こ
at
っ
a
ちも
time like
休んで
this.
はいられないんだよ。
待って、
Wait,
どういう
what are
こ
you
と？
talking about?
だから屋敷に
You
帰ると
know,
き
the
に、
thing that attacked me outside the...
そうか、
Oh, I
ま
need
ず
to
こ
tell
れ
you
を報
about
告し
that.
ないと。アルクエイド、
Arkwade, I was
俺
attacked
昨
by
日の
something
夜に
last
死
night.
者に襲われた。
Something dead.
俺が一人で屋
It
敷に
was
戻る
waiting
とこ
for
ろ
me when I got
待ち
home.
構えていたんだと思う。
Arkwood's expression grows stern.
信じられない。
Can't believe you.
どうしてそんな大事なことを忘れていられるのよ、あなたは。
面目ない。
Look, I'm sorry.
でもほら、
But hey, I didn't
死なな
die,
きゃ
did I?
安いというか。
バカ、そ
The
んな
fact
だ
that
か
you're
ら
so
心配してる
casual
の、
about it is
私は。
exactly what worries me. You idiot. At this point, I can't help it. Each and every day, there's some new, stranger thing going on.
まあいいわ。
Whatever.
それより詳
Tell
しい
me
話を
everything
聞
that
かせて。
happened. Arkwade stares at me, her fierce gaze demanding an explanation. I calm myself down and try to explain the attack in as much detail as possible. Though I leave out the part about my shrouded assailant being able to see my lines of death. I don't have any conclusive proof, so it could have just been my imagination. And that's pretty much how it went down. After catching her up, I peek at Arkwade to gauge her reaction. From start to finish, her eyes remained focused, her brow knit in consternation.
どうなんだ、アルクエイド。
What do you think?
真っ黒
The
い死者と
shadowy
シスタ
zombie
ー
and
服
that
の
nun
女
your
は
enemies?
お前の敵なのか。
そうね、
That's right.
両方
They
とも
both
私
are.
の敵よ。その死者は何者だ
I
か
don't
知
know
ら
who
な
the
いけど、
zombie works for, but I've got a
修
good
道
guess
服を
as
着
to
た
who that
女の
nun
こと
might
なら
be.
見当はつく。死期を助けた奴
I think
は
I might
私
know
と
the
顔
one who
見知り
saved
かも
you.
しれない。確かにあの女なら私より
She could
先に
probably
敵を
find
見
the
つけ出せ
vampire
る
I'm searching for even faster than me. Arkwade bites her lip in frustration. Her irritation is verging on rage.
アルクエイド、
Arkwade,
俺を
is the
助けて
nun
くれ
who
たシス
saved
ター
me one
は
of the people you mentioned
お
before?
前が前に言っていた。
ええ、
Yes.
教会の異端
She's
狩
one
り
of
よ。
the church's inquisitors.
死期を助けた奴は
An executor
そこ
from
で
their
一
most
番厄
annoying
介な部署
division.
の代行者。けどおかしいな。
Though I find it hard to believe the
埋
burial
葬期間
agency
が
could
こんなに
dispatch an
早く代
executor
行
so
者を送って
quickly.
くるはずはないんだけど。そんなことよ
But
り
more importantly,
死期はどうして
what
戦
made
っ
you
たり
fight
した
them?
の？私に協
You
力し
said
て
you'd
くれる
help
って
me,
言っ
but
た
you
け
never
ど、
said anything about
一
fighting
人
on
で
your own.
戦うとは言わなかったわ。
Arkwade turns her glare towards me. Wow, she's actually worried for me.
ああ、もう。
I feel
す
so
っごくそうし
betrayed.
た気分。私に内緒
How
で
could
そん
you
な
ditch
楽
me
し
and
そ
go
うな
have
こと
fun
す
by
るなんて。
yourself?
活躍のチャンス
I
逃し
totally
ちゃった
lost
じゃ
my
ない。
chance to show off. Or maybe not.
聞いていいか。
What happened to the serious
さっきまでの深
conversation
刻
we
な
were
空
just
気はど
having?
こに。
Did I imagine it?
本気で怒ってるの。
I am
せ
serious.
っかく死期と
Seriously
一緒に
angry.
戦えると思ったの
I was
に。
excited we were going to get to fight together. It may not be appropriate right now, but it makes me happy that she feels that way.
あのな、
To be
一人でや
clear,
り
I
合うこ
wasn't
とになった
exactly
のは
planning to fight it out all
成
by
り行きだよ、
myself.
成り行き。俺はお前抜きで
Got
吸
no
血鬼
intention
と
of
戦う気
fighting
はないん
vampires
だから。
without you.
ふん。
Oh.
成り
Then
行
why
き
did
っ
you do
て
it?
どんな？
世間一般で
I
言うと
thought
こ
it
ろ
was the
の
right thing to do.
正義感
Maybe,
なのかもし
though
れ
I
ない。
kind of regret it now.
正義感？
The right thing to do? She tilts her head like I've just spouted gibberish. Ultimately, it probably is. Yesterday made me realize there's no greater, higher calling to it all. When it happened, when I saw that silhouette in front of me, all I felt was fear. As I realized how abnormal my opponent was, I was shaken to my core. I then took out my knife, and we began our duel to the death. My morality tells me that people shouldn't kill each other. My self-preservation instinct, the desire to not die, isn't helping either. After all, someone else's death isn't inherently relevant to my own. In this life-or-death situation, cold logic serves me best. If I kill him, I'll survive. If I don't, I'm dead. It's a conclusion to end all conclusions. Motivation and certainty are all that drive me now. That was an
Yeah.
interesting
なんでもな
frame.
い。
No, it's nothing.
ほら、
And
一
hey,
段落ついた
since
ところ
things
で
have
始
calmed
めようぜ。
down, why don't we get started?
せっかく来たんだか
It
ら
would be a waste if I
街
came
を
all the way
徘徊
here
し
and
て
we
る
didn't
死
even
者の
look
一
for
人
any
でも見つけ出
zombies.
さないともったいない。
あのね、本気で怒るわよ、シキ。
Are you trying to make me angry, Shiki?
それとこれは
You're
話が
completely
別
missing。the point.
ちゃんと休んでって言
I
ったで
told
し
you to
ょ。
rest, didn't I?
死者の食堂も
We
あ
took
ら
care
か
of
た
the
片付
zombies'
けたと
feeding
ころだ
ground.
し、
For
今
tonight,
夜
I'll
は
just
様
keep
子
an
を見
eye
て、
out while we
明
prep for
日に備
tomorrow.
えましょう。
Arquade's grim expression leaves no room for rebuttal. When she says it that firmly, I've got no choice but to agree with her. It's not like I'd be able to search for vampires alone in the first place.
わかった。
Alright.
アルクエイド
If
が
you're
そこ
that
まで言う
adamant
んな
about
ら
it, I'll head
今
home
夜
for the
はお
rest
と
of
なしく
tonight.
休む。
素直でよろしい。
Good.
シキは夕べ襲
Not
われ
only
た
were
だ
you
けじゃな
attacked
くて、
last night, but your
そんな
body
に
is
体
weaker
が
than
弱
I've
って
ever
いるん
seen
だ
it.
もの。
Get a good night's
今晩
sleep,
はぐっ
Shiki,
すり
and
眠って、
I need you to be
明
your
日ま
usual
でには
self
いつ
again.
もの式に戻ってもらわないと、私が困るわ。
ああ、そうか。
Alright.
協力者が足手まといになってたら話にならない。オッケー。
Okay.
明日までには体力
I'll
を
make sure
回
I'm
復
back
させておく。
100% by tomorrow.
そういう意味じゃない
That's
んだけ
not
ど。
really what I meant. Arquette seems dissatisfied. I don't know if I'll ever understand how she thinks.
じゃあ、屋敷に
Guess I'll
戻る
head
よ。
back then.
また明日
See you
な。
tomorrow,
アルクエ
Arquette.
イド。
I wave as I turn to leave.
ねえ、シキ。
Hey, Shiki. I turn back to face her.
なんだよ。
What?
まだ何
Was
か
there
ある
something
のか。
else?
どうしてもって
If
言
you
う
really
ならな
wanted
ん
me
だけど。
to,
私、
I suppose I wouldn't mind walking you
送っていこう
home.
か。
Arquette averts her gaze, her voice unsure. It seems that after what happened last night, she's concerned for me in her own way. Knowing that, the offer really doesn't sound too bad. And yet,
いや、やめとく。
no, better not.
屋敷の周りでお前と
Terrified
いる
about
ところ
what
を
can
誰
happen
か
to
に
me
見られた
tomorrow
ら、
morning if someone
そ
saw
れこ
you
そ
near
明
the
日の朝
mansion.
が怖い。大丈夫。
I'm
もう
good
一人
enough
で
to
歩け
walk
る
on
し、
my own now.
こんな
Nothing
の
for you to worry
お
about.
前が心配する筋合いでもないしな。
Oh,
うん。
okay. For the slightest moment, Arquette casts her eyes downward before looking up again.
それじゃ、ま
See you
た
tomorrow
明日ね。
then. The vampire in white waves goodbye before vanishing into the night. Ah. That was my girlfriend. And that's the chapter. We're so close to, like, learning what the fuck happened on that day 9 years ago. It's eating at me. But speaking of eating, I should probably eat the Chinese food that we got hours ago, and because it's probably cold now. He went sicko mode, case closed. I don't, but like the fucking and it flashed just then in that last little speech where he was talking about life or death situations. It's either me or him, and then that scene flashed again. What the hell happened with that kid, and who is he? I need to know. Anyway, I guess we're not going to be finding out for a while, because tomorrow I'll be offline, and Saturday I will also be offline, and on Sunday I'll be playing something different. I will have a schedule up on Monday. What the fuck? What do you mean, what the fuck? I need days off. Give me a break. Sunday, I've got something fun and exciting planned. Well, I've got something planned. I don't know if I can't guarantee it's going to be fun or exciting, but it's going to be funny, at least to me. Monday is the day that Black Myth Wukong drops, so we're going to be playing that. Probably Monday and Tuesday, and then probably on Wednesday we'll be back with some more Tsukihime. So keep an eye out for Mythos Monday. This week we're going to be talking about Journey to the West and playing through Sun Wukong, or Black Myth Wukong. We're going to be talking a little bit about Journey to the West, if I can remember stuff about it, because it's one of my lesser known mythologies. There are mythologies that I know a little bit about, there are mythologies that I know a lot about, and there are mythologies that I don't really know anything about. And, yo, Tsukihime Wednesday. Yeah, what Journey to the West is one of the ones that I don't really know that much about, so that's, we're gonna kind of be learning as we go, I hope. Let's see who's live. Who can we raid? His stick, it goes in his ear. Yeah, it can change sizes. He once beat up the gods. They annoyed the hell out of them because he wanted to be one. Who's doing what out here? You know what? I'll have to sleep. Thanks for the stream. Take care. Take care of yourself, Clay. Thanks for staying up. Jeez, I didn't realize it was so late for you guys. I don't know. I mean, it's none of my business where you guys live, I guess. But it astonishes me that people are willing to stay up and hang out with friggin' me, of all people. Me, of all orbs in the world. I do got some pretty good jiggle going on, though, don't I? Anyway, let's see. I think tonight we're gonna raid Tiff. She's playing some comfy, cozy Minecraft. I haven't played Minecraft in a long time. A deserving orb? You stop that. You hush. You... Thank you guys for being here. Thank you guys for always showing up and sticking around. It does really mean a lot to me. I might not talk about it much, and I try not to get too sappy about it, but you know, if you think about it like people hanging out in a room watching you play video games, there's a lot of you guys. I'm too invested in the story to leave now, right? See, that's what I'm saying. It's fucking got me. Anyway, be nice, have fun. Remember to raid Leaf. And I'll see you guys on Sunday. It'll be early on Sunday. It should be around 3 p.m. I might go live even earlier, depending on how we're feeling about it. But it's gonna be a funny thing that I have in store. So stay tuned. Sunday. Thanks again so much for sticking around, and I will talk to you guys next time. Bye bye.